We spent countless nights weighing the pros and cons of whether or not it was time to hang up the boots. And after really looking at it, I felt like I had nothing left to prove to myself in racing. And I was ready to trade in the dream of professional motocross for the next chapter in our lives. So Colby and I bought our first house, and I got a 9-to-5 job. The 9-to-5 job was great at first, but after a few months, I was starting to get bored, and I realized that I needed something more. The 20 plus years of adrenaline that's in my blood and the competitive side of me was not satisfied. And I kept going back to when we bought our first house. There was a lot of adversity that was thrown at us. You know, it had multiple offers, and we had to fight really hard to get the home. And when we finally got the keys to that house and we're sitting inside of it, I honestly felt very similar joy to the time when I made my first main event. And that really registered with me, and I knew it was something that I wanted to look at and to pursue further. I have a really good friend who I grew up with racing moto, who was in real estate and has been in it for a long time, and I asked him to take me to lunch because I wanted to know more about it. My buddy Chris really took me under his wing, and I worked on his real estate team for 2 years, and he mentored me through the whole business until I had the experience and I felt comfortable enough to then move on to the next step.
So Landon sat me down and he told me he wanted to start his own real estate team. And the step we had to take was to sell our first home and cash out on the equity in order to make that work. I felt like everything was happening at once. I had just found out that we were pregnant, and now we were having to sell our very first home that we had only lived in for 2 years.